Good morning, friends. How are you? I hope you all are safe at home. Here I am again with biotechnology and its application, part 2 of 12th standard. In this, we are going to discuss biotechnological application of development of pest resistant plants and biotechnological application in medicine. So the first topic of today's session is development of pest resistant plant. As it is known that nematode is a group of organisms which parasitize a large number of plants and animals, including human beings. One of the common nematode is Meloidigyne incognitia. It is a parasite that infects the root of tobacco plants and causes a great reduction in the yield. This infestation was prevented by using a novel strategy which was based on the process of RNA interference. That is, RNA interference is a powerful reverse genetic tool to study gene function. RNA interference is a system within the living cells that helps to control the activity of specific genes. This RNA interference takes place in all eukaryotic organisms as a method of cellular defense. This method involves participation of a long double-stranded RNA, that is dsRNA, to silence the expression of target gene. Upon introduction of double-stranded RNA enters a cellular pathway. As a result of this, parasite cannot live in the transgenic host and hence transgenic plants are protected from the pest. The entire process causes silencing of mRNA, that is, prevent translation of mRNA. This is done by using agrobacterium vectors. The nematode specific genes were introduced into the host plant. The introduction of DNA was in such a way that it produces both sense and antisense RNA in the host cells. These two RNAs, being complementary to each other, formed a double-stranded RNA that initiated RNA interference and thus silenced the specific mRNA of the nematode. As a result of this, parasite cannot live in the transgenic host and the transgenic plant therefore protected from the pest. Now the next topic is about what are the steps for making tobacco plants resistant to nematode. So let us see the whole process at a glance. First step is introduction of nematode specific genes into the host plant using agrobacterium as vectors. Second step is introduction of DNA to produce both sense and antisense RNA in the host cells. Third step is both the sense and antisense RNA were complementary form a double-stranded RNA, that is dsRNA, and in the fourth step this dsRNA initiated RNA interference and finally silenced the specific mRNA of the nematode. Now we can observe that the transgenic tobacco plant become nematode resistant. Here it is the figure which shows host plants generated double-stranded RNA triggers protection against nematode infestation. Figure A shows roots of a typical control plant and figure B shows transgenic plant roots 5 days after deliberate infection of nematodes, but they are protected through novel mechanism. Now let us see what are the biotechnological application in medicine. First is about formation of genetically engineered insulin. As it is clear to all of us that insulin is an important life-saving drug for diabetic patients. Insulin used for diabetics was earlier extracted from pancreas of slaughtered cattle and pigs, but these insulin sometimes develop allergy. Human insulin consists of 51 amino acids arranged in two short polypeptide chains, that is chain A and chain B, and both the chain A and B are linked by disulfide bridges. In this, chain A consists of 21 amino acids and chain B consists of 30 amino acids. Mammalian insulin is synthesized as a prohormone that undergoes a processing to become fully mature and functional insulin molecule. The prohormone contain an extra polypeptide chain called C-peptide. The C-peptide stretch of chain is removed during the conversion of prohormone to mature hormone, that is insulin. This process is called maturation. So during the maturation, prohormone is converted into mature hormone. So what is done in maturation? In maturation process, the C-peptide is removed. In 1983, Eli Lilly, an American company, prepared two DNA sequences coding for chain A and chain B of human insulin and introduced them into the plasmid of E. coli to produce insulin. The two chains produced were extracted and combined while creating disulfide bridges. Let us see about the steps involved in the production of genetically engineered insulin. First step is using a specific technique. The plasmid of E. coli is removed and isolated. In the second step, isolated plasmid is opened with the help of restriction enzyme. Then the segment of DNA which codes for human insulin is inserted in the open site of the bacterial plasmid. After insertion, the plasmid is ligated by DNA ligase to form recombinant plasmid. Then this recombinant plasmid is again introduced into the host, that is E. coli cell. Now the E. coli becomes capable of synthesizing human insulin. These bacteria are then cultivated in fermenters to produce large amount of insulin. Here you may observe the different steps involved in the production of insulin by rDNA technology. This figure shows about the maturation of insulin into insulin by removing C-peptide. This figure shows the molecular structure of insulin showing A and B peptide chain having 21 and 30 amino acids respectively in A and B polypeptide. Another biotechnological application in medicine is gene therapy. Treatment of a genetic disorder by manipulating genes is called gene therapy. What is gene therapy? It is the treatment of genetic disorder by manipulating genes. Gene therapy is a collection of methods that allows correction of a gene defect that has been diagnosed in a child or embryo. Here genes are inserted into a person's cells or tissues to treat a disease. The first clinical gene therapy was given in 1990 to a 4-year-old girl with adenosine deaminase, that is ADA deficiency. Adenosine deaminase is necessary for immune system to function. ADA deficiency is due to deletion of the gene for adenosine deaminase. In some children, it is cured by bone marrow transplantation or by enzyme replacement therapy. in which the functional ADA is given to the patient by injection, but it is not permanent method to cure the disease. So permanent method is gene therapy, that is introduction of gene. So in gene therapy, the first step is culture of lymphocytes from the blood of the patient outside the body. Then a functional ADA, that is cDNA, is introduced into these lymphocytes by using a retrovirus vector. And again it is returned back into the patient body. So this will be the permanent method or permanent cure. Here you may observe about the method of gene therapy. Next biotechnological application in medicine is molecular diagnosis. rDNA technology, that is recombinant DNA technology, PCR, that is polymerase chain reaction, and ELISA, that is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, are different molecular diagnosis. Polymerase chain reaction is used to detect HIV in suspected AIDS patient, to detect mutation in genes in suspected cancer patient, and also to identify many genetic disorders. In PCR, that is in polymerase chain reaction, a single stranded DNA or RNA tagged with radioactive molecule or fluorescent marker, which acts as a probe. It is then allowed to hybridize to its complementary DNA in a clone of cells, followed by detection using autoradiography. The clone having the mutated gene will not appear on the photographic film, because the probe will not have complementary with the mutated gene. ELISA is based on the principle of antigen-antibody interaction. Infection by pathogen can be detected by the presence of antigens like proteins, glycoproteins, or by detecting the antibodies synthesized against the pathogen. So this is all about today's session. Thank you. For any kind of doubts, please write in comment section.